Okay, this is a nice little mandala that I just finished creating, and I am going to show you how it's done. First, we're going to create a template because quite often I find that the template that you use will inspire what you end up creating. So let's go ahead and clear all this out. And we will start up right now. I have here in my canvas, as you can see, 2048 by 2048 with a 300 dpi, and it is color profile sRGB. And we're going to start out with our shapes, and let's go to the square. Actually, this is small enough, I'm going to go to square 1. Your first square, what we're going to do is set this to 13%. And then we'll just tap it here in the middle. And then we're going to center it. I have snapping turned on with magnetics and snapping. My distance is at 25. Velocity is around 6. Mine says 6.2. And basically what I want is those two yellow lines right there. And then for layer 2, we're going to do the same thing with a circle. We're going to bring that down to 13%. Sometimes it can be a little difficult. There we go. And we're going to tap in the middle. And we're going to center it. There we go. And you will notice that the circle overlaps the square by a little bit. It's also a little dim. We're going to duplicate this 4 times and then pinch those together. So what we do is we take layer 1 here and we tap it up until it matches the top of the circle. And we're on uniform. And then we're going to grab this little dot right here in the middle at the bottom. Make sure not to grab the yellow square because that changes the orientation of your bounding box. And we want to put this down here until it matches the circle. And now you have a circle inside of a square. And then what I'm going to do is merge those two down. We're going to go up a new layer 2, and we're going to go to the square. And this one we're going to put at 25%. And then we tap in the middle, and we want this to get centered. There we go. We go up a layer, and we go to the circle. And once again, 25%. And then we tap, and we center it. It can be difficult because of the previous layers, but if we turn those off, it makes it a little easier. There we go. And we're going to do the exact same thing again. We're going to take our square, tap it up till it matches, and then resize it until it matches at the bottom. And then we will merge these two together. And there we go. We got layer 2, layer 1, and we're going to go down again, merge down, and we're going to add a new layer 2. We will go to the square, and this time we're going to put this at 45. There we go. And we tap in the middle, and we center it. There we go. We go up a layer, and now we're going to do a circle at 45. And let's center this. I always like to center both of them, even though I'm going to change the square, so that at least the square is at the right point going left and right. We're resizing the square again. We match it up at the top, and then we match it at the bottom. And then we can merge these 3 layers together. And we're going to do one more. I'm going to use this thinner square because I don't want the lines to get too thick. You notice that they get thicker as you increase size. And this one we're going to put at 67%. Make sure we're on layer 2. Tap in the middle. And let's turn off layer 1 and center this. And we're turning off layer 1 so it does not interfere with the snapping. We go up to layer 3 and we choose the circle. And once again, 67%. I'm on layer 3. I tap in the middle. And then I want to center this. And see how it's snapping to the square before it snaps to the center? That's why I like to turn that off. And that way it snaps and it snaps. Then we can turn the square back on, and looks like I got lucky on this one. It's almost exactly the same size. It's only like 1 pixel off. So we'll tap that up 1. And I'm trying to zoom in, but my fingers are not doing too well. And then resize it. I like to pull it up and then pull it down. And you see how you get this blue line? It's not resizing. Now that it says width and height, you know that it's resizing. And there we go, it snapped right into it for us. And then we're going to merge these together. And then we want to have our radiating lines going through here. So what I'm going to do is go up a layer. I am going to turn on the drawing guide, and we're going to go over to calligraphy. We're going to use the monoline brush, and we want it all the way down to the bottom. Turn on drawing assist. You tap on the layer here, and then drawing assist is right here. And then you rapidly draw a line from the top to the bottom. Don't worry about center. I'll show you a neat trick here. You click on this arrow here to select. Under snapping, turn off magnetics. And then when you say fit to screen, because it's already fit top to bottom, what it does is it centers it for you. How neat is that? Now we're going to duplicate this. And every time we move this with snapping on, it moves 15 degrees. So let's undo that. Tap right here at snapping. Turn the magnetics on so it'll snap to the magnetics. And now when we grab this, there we are, 15 degrees. We duplicate this and snap it 15 more degrees. Duplicate this, snap it 15, which equals 45. That's the third snap. 3 times 15 is 45. And we're going to keep doing that until we get to 90 degrees. And then we're going to take all these layer 2s and pinch them together. Then we duplicate layer 2, hit that arrow up at the top, and now you hit this flip horizontal, which is right here, and there you go. And now what I want to do is make certain that when I'm using this template, I know where things will go over the edge. I'm going to merge this down. Basically, if you have the radial symmetry turned on and you draw something here, then it's actually going to go past this point. And we don't want to do that. So let's show ourselves where that boundary line is. Here on layer 3, I'm going back to my shapes. And let's bring this up to 80%. Let's try 100%, tap in the middle. That would be it, but it's difficult to get into the exact middle. So let's go down to 95%. So when we tap in the middle, we have it all set up. And now I am going to highlight it and say fit to screen. Now, because this is an even shape, it fits to screen okay, even though the magnetics is on. With the magnetics on, what it does is it fits the item to the available canvas at its smallest point. So since the smallest point, left, right, and up and down are the same on this, there you go. And so there we have created our template. And I don't think I showed you in the last video but I've shown you many times how to create a stamp brush. I'm just going to go over it real quick. We're going to invert this and copy it. Then we can invert it again. Go up a layer. And we need to create a new library. We're going to call this Mandala Template. There we are. And then I'm just going to drag it all the way down here. You can see I love creating brushes. I've got them all over the place. And I want this, if I put this on top of shapes and release, it'll go below it. If I wanted it above shapes, then I would put it over top of whichever one is above that. So here we are, Mandala Templates. I'm going to click on this plus sign. And we'll go to Shape, Edit, Import, Paste. And then click Done. We're going to put the spacing to max. Let's go to Properties. We're going to use Stamp Preview. We don't have to have Orient to Screen on. Let's make maximum size 800. And this is Mandala Square, or Circle Square. No, let's call it Circle Square. Circle Square. Now let's create that reset point. And there we go. We now have a Circle Square template. To use this template, I'm going to go ahead and go over here to Symmetry and choose Radial, and I like rotational symmetry. I'm going to make sure that Assisted is off on this one. And I tap once in the middle. Let's put it all the way to the top. Tap once in the middle. That's too large. We'll go down a little bit. Tap once in the middle. And you'll notice it's very difficult to read these numbers down here. Remember, if you zoom out on your canvas, then your template or your brush stamp is reduced in size accordingly. And we'll put that at 80. And then tap. Yeah, it's definitely... There we go. Tap didn't work the first time. And once again, because it's the same left to right, right to left, we don't have to worry about the magnetics. We tell it to fit the screen. And there we have our template. So I'm going to go through quick speed paint right here. We're going to start a new layer and turn on the drawing assist. And it doesn't really matter which brush you use, as long as it's the one you want. And let's see what I can come up with. And there we go. Template dictated what I was drawing. I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial, and I hope you have a wonderful day.